Hey train fans, welcome to Rockwall Canyon. It's mid-January and that means we've got some weather to deal with here. Rockwall Canyon 1741 and 1743 are being assisted by our Rockwall Canyon snowplow, which has been recently renovated a little bit. Took the time to lower the front blade to the appropriate angle and to do a little bit of structural work inside to make it a little more rail-worthy than it had been. Also added some window glazing, a headlight up on top again, and one of the most significant changes I did is I moved the front truck all the way forward. If you can see, the snowplow car is actually just a Bachmann box car. So I had the front axle slightly forward, but now I've gone all the way to the front corner of the box car with the main bolster. So that front truck is mostly underneath the snowplow, and that corrects a problem that I had before where the wedge of the plow was really overhanging too far, making it difficult to go around corners. So now it corners much better. With that all in place, I was able to add some more ballast inside. It's pretty much chock full of 1.5 inch crushed stone right now, so it's rather heavy. To accommodate that extra weight, I took the axles out and added some synthetic grease to them. Of course, I think in the future I may want to replace the trucks on this snowplow because they are quite old. They're, oh dear, this must be an early 1990s box car, so it's been outside for a long time too. So there are some Delrin trucks out there that are maybe supposed to be a little stronger, so I may try switching over to those. There's no shortage of Bachmann trucks, though, so if I need to replace them at some point, I can do that with factory trucks. So anyways, the snow today is actually rather difficult plowing. It has a bit of a crust on top. You can see that the added weight has made all the difference in this snowplow. It's just carving its way through with no trouble at all, really. And the blade is so low that it's really clearing the track well for the engines. You can see kind of in between the plow and the engines, you can see the rail. It's pretty clear actually, so the engines are getting really good traction. So despite the fact that the snow is difficult to plow, these two engines are getting fantastic traction. So with the line cleared, I'll let the engines free. Really great to see the line cleared and trains moving freely again, so this is great. So now that we have our snowplow car tucked away here on track 2 at Rockwall Canyon, it's now safe to operate a proper freight train around the layout. So I think we have about 26 cars on the train today. I'm not sure if that is a record or not for winter operations. It's probably not, given my history out there of torturing myself in the cold. But this is definitely a fairly decent train for winter operations. So the current temperature this morning is 12 degrees Fahrenheit. There's very little wind, thankfully. Otherwise, I don't think I would have lasted very long. It was, however, difficult to take these video shots. My hands were getting very cold, and I couldn't manage the controls with my gloves on. So the video record is minimal, but nonetheless, I got some coverage here. So in general, I prefer to run freight trains in the wintertime. And part of the reason for that is things are a little more delicate this time of year. Being particularly cold, the plastic can be broken more easily. And my older passenger cars, I don't want to subject to that kind of torture. And also some of my heavier passenger cars, I have ball bearing wheels in them, and I don't want to get them wet. Or sometimes what happens is the bearings come off of the axles because of the temperature fluctuation. Now, of course, the same thing can happen to the freight cars too, even with standard axles, especially like the older Aristocraft or USA Train axles. They're often metal wheels on a metal axle, but in between there's a plastic spacer that acts as an insulator for track power so you don't have short circuits. Unfortunately, sometimes when the wheel gets really cold, it might slip off the insulator. I'm not sure if it's the axle that's contracting or if the wheel is contracting. You would think if the wheel is contracting, it would be on there harder, but I've seen it many times where those wheels come off, and it's always frustrating. So we have a nice little view here coming down the track. It's always kind of fun to see the snow between the rails. I'm sure if you live in other climate zones, this is kind of a sight that you don't see very often. Definitely kind of adds to the realism of the model train ops in the wintertime. Something, you know, even though it's a one-to-one kind of non-scalar thing, snow still looks the right way in model form as it does with the real trains. Alright, we have another ground view of our train coming into Blimpton Junction here. We're getting close to the crossings here. Here they are, the diamonds. And it'd be interesting to see what happens here in the spring when the snow all thaws and I can get back to work. Alright, here at Rockwall Canyon, we're making another round through. You can see the full length of our freight train here as it makes its way through the snowy landscape here. Great day of running trains. Amazing to see how the trains work so well when it's even really cold. Alrighty, that's all for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. And be sure to like the video. Thanks.